Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel for everything Arsenal and everything football. Thanks for being here. I hope you're all doing well. And welcome to another installment of the 49 Invincibles podcast. I think this is like the 10th episode. Zohum couldn't be with us today, but no problem. I have Callum with me back as always. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Nice to be back.
Yeah, after the win yesterday, I can assume you are. And special guest, I've tried to get on the show for a couple of weeks now, but finally, Jess from It's Jess Senior and the Bearded Guna Media. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad that, we were able to get together this time. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I think you do your intro better than everyone else, so you can just let them know where they can follow you and everything.
Yeah, you guys. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at It's Jacinho. That's where you'll find me most days, rage tweeting about Arsenal. And then if you want to watch my show, I have a show on YouTube called She Knows Arsenal. Just type She Knows Arsenal in the search bar and you'll find me there.
Awesome. I did not even realize I had a picture on screen all that time, but no problem. Maybe that's how the intro should be done, maybe. And then Callum, you're not on Twitter, unfortunately. Where can they follow you? Instagram.
Instagram Callum Cushiony,
Yeah.
and Harves and G Show on YouTube. We're trying to get out there, push the Arsenal content out there. Do you know what I mean? And try to push my opinion because people seem to think I'm negative. That's why I'm Mr. Positive. People seem to think I'm negative, but I try to.
No worries. So we'll be reviewing the Europa League game last night and also previewing the game on Sunday against Tottenham. I can tell you Tottenham fans are pretty confident. So we'll start with yesterday first. So Jess, what did you make of the game yesterday? The lineup, was it the lineup you expected? What was your prediction before the game after you saw the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, I think I tweeted before the game that, my predicted lineup was pretty much the exact same lineup that Arteta chose besides Willian. I had chosen Pepe, but that was more of a hopeful choice than a realistic one because I think we all knew that Willian was probably going to start in this game. Regardless to if it was Willian or Pepe, we have way more quality than Olympiacos, so we should have beat them, and we did. We didn't play that. I mean, we played okay. It wasn't our best moment. We obviously had issues in the back again, which is something that I feel like we'll probably cover. But ultimately, even not playing the best brand of football we've seen under Arteta, we were still able to put 3 past them. Again, we have big players showing up, when we really need them to. I was really impressed by Gabriel yesterday. I thought he showed a vintage Gabriel performance. His header for the goal was extraordinary. And defensively, he was pretty much really, flawless. Yeah, so overall, I'm happy. We got the 3 away goals that we really needed. The tie should be put away as long as we don't shoot ourselves in the foot. So I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, I don't think we'll concede 4 goals. If we do, that will be a disaster. If we do, that would be a big, big disaster. I had your comments on the likes of Pep in our front 4. We'll come to that soon. Callum, what did you make of the starting lineup and everything? Were you happy with Willian, Bellerin? I know you're a big critic of them.
I wasn't. When I saw the lineup, I had hands in my head, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, he's done it again. I'll tell you, do you know what I mean? So stubborn. I thought that anyway. I was like, he's stubborn. He goes with the same lineup when it didn't work against Burnley. Do you know what I mean? Or like me, and then put Bellerin in there. Do you know what I mean? I thought it would be, even though Bellerin had a very good game, probably one of the best games I've actually seen him play for Arsenal. But do you know what I mean? I was heading that man, and then when we started playing right at the beginning of the game, the little pass we were putting together. Do you know what I mean? And we played very well right at the beginning of the game, and then all of a sudden it's like we go back to default, type. We go back to this. And then I knew the mistake was coming. Even when we got the goal, Odegaard, do you know what I mean? What a strike, but I knew it was coming. I knew one of these guys was going to make a mistake. I don't know who it would have been. I thought maybe David Luiz. He almost did it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If that was a better player, they would have scored that. That's what scares me with this team. It scares me that we can make mistakes like that when we look like we're cruising the game. And we have to get these mistakes out of our game. We have to, because it's ridiculous. It could be avoided. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Other than that,
I can literally actually say that, and it's not exaggerating. If we were taking all our chances in every single game and even half our chances, and not making mistakes, we'd literally win every single game 5-0. And that's not an exaggeration. Like yesterday, we should have been like 3-0 up in the first 10 minutes after those chances we missed. Odegaard giving away the ball, Luiz giving away the ball, 2 warnings, and then we do the same thing in the second half. So that was terrible. How happy are you with the first goal, Jess? Odegaard with the shot. Obviously, some people are saying he was not playing that well before that.
I was one of those people. I stand by what I said. I don't think that he was having his best game prior to that goal. I actually went back and rewatched the game. And, when you're looking at it from a different lens, it's not as bad. But when you're looking at it live and the anxiety is there, not knowing if we're going to be able to go through, not feeling super confident about the type of football that we're playing, you tend to really kind of focus in on mistakes. He was a little bit better than I think I thought originally when I went back and watched the game, but he's adapting to a new league with a new team. And so it's going to take him time. I think he needed that goal. He also started to shoot more after he scored that goal. So if we can get some goals from midfield, that would be really nice because that front four doesn't have a lot of goals in it. So if we're going to continue to play it, they need to start putting chances away. But I mean, it was a screamer. It was a banger. It was so good. And I was really proud of him, so I love Odegaard. I want him to succeed at this club. So, I mean, I have nothing more to really say, maybe besides the goalkeeper wasn't that great, but I'm pretty sure Arteta said shoot from outside the box because he's crap, so.
Yeah. We've always had the one reason as well we don't have goals from midfield for like the last 6 years. No one shoots the ball. Literally no one. Granit Xhaka shoots the ball at least 5 times a season. The likes of El Neni, Ramsey used to shoot a couple of times. He used to score some bangers here and there. Wilshere never really. Like all those players, the likes of I think Frimpong, literally everyone he had in midfield never shot the ball. So I was really happy to see someone shooting the ball. Callum taking the lead in the 37th minute around there. How happy were you?
I was really happy. Obviously the goal, I didn't expect it. Do you know what I mean? It was Odegaard was having a poor game, like you said. Do you know what I mean? Just like he was having a poor game. So I was so happy, and I was thinking we're cruising now. We can get on and get a few more goals. We got the away goal. That's what I wanted. I wanted the away goal, even if it was 1-1. At least we got the away goal. Do you know what I mean? And I was happy. And then obviously we were cruising, and then obviously I felt that mistake was coming, and it did. So I
wasn't okay with the 1-1. I wouldn't have been okay with the 1-1. It actually just takes the opponent to come to your background or backyard, and then they score one early goal, and then you're in trouble because literally it takes a corner or a penalty and they're 2-1 up and you're in trouble. So I prefer 2 goals. Just get the 2 goals. We should have gotten 3 or 4 in that game very early on. So that was okay. Then just want you to tell us about the front four. I heard you talking about it with Tana yesterday. So there's Willian, there's Pepe, there is Smith Rowe now, there's Odegaard, there's Aubameyang, Lacazette. What's the difference between all the first pair and the second pair? Or the first group and the second group?
Personally, I just think that the way Arteta wants to play with more of the slow, methodical build-up, the really short, intricate, perfected passing is more suitable for the Odegaard, Willian, Saka triangle around Aubameyang. And I think what Arteta is trying to do is make sure that the players that we've signed up to big contracts, that we put them in positions to be successful. And at this point, that's Aubameyang and Willian. So once you put them in those spots, then you have Odegaard versus Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe is an amazing player and he's played well up into this point. But if we're looking for somebody to thread the ball through to Aubameyang, that's clearly Odegaard, and then you have Saka, who's a shoo-in on the right-hand side. So when you have that, it's kind of like, it's unfortunate, but Emile Smith Rowe and Pepe just kind of get left out in the cold, not because of them being not good players or not good enough to play in this team, just because of the system. For me, I like the combination of Lacazette, Pepe, Saka, Emile Smith Rowe. To me, that's more dynamic. It's more 1-2 passing, kind of like boom, 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 fast, and I think that team actually creates more chances. But the team that Arteta is putting out there, particularly that front four, is geared towards making sure Aubameyang scores goals. And that's pretty much what we're doing. So now we're not seeing as many chances, we're not going to see as many goals, because when everything is funneled through for Aubameyang to score, there's less chances of other people really doing that. But as long as he puts the chances away, and if he doesn't, other people step up, it's fine. But, it's just the risk that Arteta's taking,
Yeah, as HJ90 says in the comments, I agree with the guest. Odegaard is key right now. I agree with that, but I'm very worried about building a team around someone who's going to be here for another 2 weeks. I'm really worried about that. We're not sure that we're going to sign him. I think we should focus more on Saka and Smith Rowe. Yes, Odegaard is helping us right now, definitely. I always like his touches. I like his forward passes. He tries things. That's why he makes a couple of mistakes here and there. So I'm still worried about him trying like building the team around him. Very worried about that. Callum, what do you make of what she said about the front three, the front four? What is your best front four?
I think I would have Pepe in there. I don't know. I understand obviously the system Arteta likes to play, but Willian has done nothing all season. He played one good game, and that's worried him to start in the game the other day. Fair enough, he didn't do too badly, but Pepe gives us more. Fair enough, defensively, he's not as good as Willian would be. Tracking back as much. I think Pepe gives more, and he's got that unpredictable style of play where he could just drop a shoulder and beat a man and score. He gives us goals in that front. And I really think it's unfair that he can drop him out over someone that's played one good game all season. And he says it's non-negotiable. That's why I don't understand Arteta. I don't get it. Do you know what I mean? He wanted Willian to play. That's why he played him every week. He wanted him to play one good game. And if the fans cuss him, Willian's had one good game. He's done a 10 out of 10 the other game. But against Burnley, he was crap. That don't make sense to me. So, and even Martinelli, what's happened with him? I don't get it.
I forgot about him. I literally mentioned players and I forget about him.
I don't understand. Martinelli, he likes to press from the front. He presses more than Aubameyang. I prefer Aubameyang on the left and maybe Martinelli up top, because he'll press from the front. Do you know what I mean? And he will lead by example. He can lead the team to press from the front. Do you know what I mean? So I don't understand that. I prefer Martinelli in there. Even Pepe on the left, Saka on the right, and Aubameyang up top, or Aubameyang on the left, and then Martinelli up top, I'll play, and Saka on the right. That's what I'll do. No Willian.
The thing is, I think this is the first time in a while every single Arsenal player is fit. I think that's why the likes of Nketiah have been relegated to the under-23s. He's playing with the under-23s tonight, and that's because we have no space. I'll talk about it when you come to the Tottenham game, because literally I was trying to make a predicted lineup, and there's a couple of people who will miss out from the squad totally, not even on the bench, because we have everyone fit right now, defensively and midfield-wise. That would be very, very interesting. So, Jess, another mistake from last time out, you were asking, was it Leno or Xhaka? This time now you're asking again, is it Leno or Ceballos? So the thing I noticed first, I blame both of them because I feel like Ceballos' touch should be better than that. But the Leno, where he was giving that pass from anyway, if the opponent takes the ball from there, the goal is wide open. You should not try things like that when you're that far away from your post anyway. Even if Ceballos is not surrounded or anything like that, he should not be passing with the goal literally empty. So what did you make of that Olympiacos goal?
Well, I thought that Leno had a bigger part to play in the Burnley mistake than a lot of other people. And personally, I think that's because a lot of people just don't like Granit Xhaka. So when they see the mistake, it's him. And we like Leno. I like Leno. But ultimately, he's struggling playing the ball out of the back. And playing the ball out of the back starts with the goalkeeper. So it's up to him to decide whether it's the right time to play or not. We didn't have these issues with Emmy, and this is not to do an Emmy versus Leno, but Emmy sometimes would just say, forget it, it's not on, move forward, I'm just going to whack it forward. I don't see Leno doing that as often. I think it's because he lacks that ability to make the decisions. That's going to be a problem long term. If he can't figure that out, then we're going to need another goalkeeper, because Arteta is dead set on playing this way. It's the way City plays. We're not going to stop playing out of the back. So with this particular goal, it just looked like he made the wrong decision. It's about distances, and you can see the entire pitch. Danny is facing you. So if you see that he's being swarmed by other players and the distances are closing, which means the gaps for him to pass first time are gone, then you need to make the decision because you're the one with the ball. So Leno was at fault, just like he had a part to play in the Burnley goal. And he also made a mistake by handballing it outside of the box against Wolves. These are things that we need to take into consideration, because if the pressure is going to be too much, then we need to consider something else, because we're not going to stop playing out of the back. Very disappointed in Leno. I like him, but he definitely was at fault there. Not to say that Danny didn't do anything wrong, but Leno has to make the decision. It starts with him, you know?
Yeah. So, Callum, I've not spoken to you since last week. So, who did you blame for the Burnley goal and then the Olympiacos goal?
I blame Leno and I blame Xhaka. I blame Leno for putting Xhaka in that position when he knows Xhaka with his back to goal. You don't do that. You know you should know your players. Do you know who you're playing with week in, week out? And second of all, Xhaka should have just hit it first time out to Chambers, not took a touch, because he's not good enough anyway. So it doesn't surprise me why he did that anyway, yeah? But I think they're both at fault. And for the one the other day, I think Leno's at fault, not Ceballos, because Leno, like you said, saw the whole picture. He could have hit it long, or he could have played it to Luis. Do you know what I mean? Why does Arteta if Arteta wants to play this way, why did we get rid of Martinez and keep Leno? Because Leno can't do it. He's not good enough to play with his feet. He can't do it. He's not bloody Joe Edison. Do you know what I mean? We're gonna have this problem, in big games where he doesn't think for himself, because he's not a leader. He's not like a command. He don't command his box. Do you know what I mean? He's not one of them goalkeepers, so he won't think. He'll just do what the manager tells him, play from the back. So you play him in these players in difficult positions, and then everyone will jump on Ceballos. I don't blame Ceballos. I blame Leno. And I think it's Arteta's fault for making him play this way, because he's obviously told him right after that mistake, he did exactly the same thing to, I think it was to Xhaka. The same thing. Xhaka was under pressure, but it did the same thing. He's been told to do that. Yeah. So for me, I think we need a new goalkeeper. I think we do. I can play from the back. Or play Matt Ryan. Oh, wow. Try him there. I think Leno can't. We're going to have so many problems, because Arteta is obviously very, very stubborn. He will not give in to playing a different way. He wants his way or the highway. So either get rid of Leno and get a keeper that can bloody play with his feet, or we're just going to be conceding silly goals like that. It's either one or the other, I think.
Okay, well, to be fair, this season I think Alisson has made like 5 mistakes in the last 3 games, as well as Ederson since the Manchester derby last season, where he gave the ball straight to McTominay. I think there's a time he also handled the ball outside the box. I know with playing that style, it's very risky, and mistakes will come here and there eventually anyway. If you're playing that way, you'll make at least 3 mistakes per season. But right now, we've done it like against Aston Villa. We gave away the goal. We gave away the goal against Wolves, like literally 2 goals or to the 2 red cards. Early on in the season against Rapid Vienna, Leno gave away the goal to the striker in the first group stage match this season in the Europa League. Recently, again, twice against Burnley in this one. So these are the first rounds of the Europa League. If we do that in the later stages, it's going to be too late to actually recover. Yes, we had time to recover against Benfica after mistakes, but I'm scared that against Roma or Rangers, we won't be able to recover, unfortunately. So that was tough. But anyway, Jess, we managed to get 2 goals. Gabriel, I was getting fed up with the short corners from Willian, by the way, but yeah, it worked this time. I was very impressed that we got a goal from a corner when he had like 2 players in the box and they had like 8 defenders. Gabriel, accurate cross, good header, good accuracy, not just literally heading the ball. So which goal impressed you most, the second one or the third one?
I mean, I'm sure it was El Neni's was the most impressive, because it was the most, I don't think I could have expected it to happen. So yeah, it was the most unexpected. But I think Gabriel's was extraordinary. And, for us, we've been going through this entire season pretty much with our center backs being pretty poor on offensive headers. They get their head on the ball, but it doesn't go in the back of the net. It doesn't work the keeper. But this is Gabriel's 3rd goal this season. And all 3 of them have been headers off of corners. And if that's a strength that he has, then I think he's making a play for, making sure that he's the left-sided center back. Because for a minute, I think people were saying it's Marie. it's still Gabriel, you guys. It's still Gabriel. That's who we spent the money on. He's the young center back that we need to be putting our time and effort into and ultimately finding a partner for. I mean, and the other thing is that if you guys notice, like, he jumped in front of Aubameyang, who was actually like about to try to head that ball. You know, he didn't defer to Aubameyang and say, you know what, he's going to get it. He jumped in front of him and did it himself. And that's what I'm saying. We're seeing certain players, glimpses of them kind of like stepping up in big moments. Tierney is one of them. Saka's another. Emile Smith-Rowe is another. And Gabriel. These are the future. These players are the future of our team. So I'm excited. You know, I think the El Neni one was more unexpected, but I think Gabriel's was better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and Callum, which one is your favorite goal? Which one did you enjoy most?
The third one, and then I did not expect. I thought he was just gonna, you know, I thought he was just gonna, what's it called, sky it like he always does, you know. But when he hit that, I was like, wow. I jumped out my chair. You know what I mean? I was like, he's done it again. It felt like New Camp all over again. Do you know what I mean? So I was so happy. But the second one, Gabriel, he looked like, I thought it was Tommy Adams. Do you know what I mean? I thought he leapt like a salmon, like Ronaldo. Do you know what I mean? And just headed it across, and I was, you know, I mean, that header was just what we needed. You know, someone just to put some oomph and show the team. You know, and Tierney did it the other. You know what I mean? The last round. Do you know what I mean? We need players like you said, Jess. Showing. You know what I mean? Showing by example. You know, they're the leaders. Even as a young player like Gabriel, how old is he? 23 or something like that. He's showing leadership qualities. Do you know what I mean? A future captain for Arsenal could be. Do you know what I mean? Just, you know what I mean? So I was happy. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Third one, Lenny, you know, give him a new contract. I'll give him a new contract.
El Paralo, not Lenny. It's Pelo all over again. So I was really happy with the 3 goals. I think it's game done, literally. If we give away that 3-1 lead, it's going to be chaos, as I said. So that's the recap for the review for the match. Again, as you can see, El Arabi with Ronaldinho on screen. That's not that we actually the only team that's make him look like Ronaldinho. I thought that was the closest you get to Ronaldinho, but you're the only team that makes him look like that. He scored against us last season. He scored against us this season again, but that's also because when Arsenal has a lead, we literally press the mistake button like it is on screen right there. We literally press it. The goalkeeper, literally anyone will do it. Last season, the similarities from last season and this season, Lacazette scored a late goal away to Olympiacos. We did the same again this time round. But this time round, we have a more comfortable lead, 3-1. I'm hoping that's enough. That surely is enough. Surprisingly, the players are still in Greece. I don't know which day they want to come back to London. So speaking of coming back to London, we have a big game this weekend. We'll do a combined 11 in like the next 7 minutes. But first, I wanted to show you guys what I was saying about the lineup we have right now. That's the predicted lineup I had. I'll put it on screen right now. So that's just a predicted lineup. That's not what I'd go for, what any of you would go for. So Leno, I'll remove whatever is on screen right now, just a minute. So up front, as you can see, Aubameyang. I put Smith-Rowe on the left. I have a feeling he could end up going with Smith-Rowe on the left, where he was playing against Benfica. Odegaard, Saka, then Xhaka and Partey, and then Tierney, Gabriel, Luis, and Bellerin. So as you can see on the bench, there are 10 players on the bench, and you only allowed 9. So Ryan, Pablo Mari, Holding, Cedric Ceballos, El Neni, Pepe, Willian, Lacazette, Martinelli. I didn't include Nketiah, the likes of Balogun. I think there's one player
is on the under 23s today, just to say that.
Yeah. So if he was still with the team, we literally have like 14 players on the bench, because that's one of the reasons he's been relegated to the under 23s. I feel like I just have seen like everyone is literally fit, so we don't need him right now. There's also another player, I think Chambers. Yeah, Chambers is the other one I left off the bench. So we have like 11 players who could be on the bench. You have a total of like 22 fit players. So from that lineup, Jess, who would you leave out from Sunday's squad?
I mean, let's just keep it 100. Willian's going to play on the left-hand side. He's going to start the exact same front four. It'll probably be the exact same team, because he can rest a lot of these players against Olympiacos in that next round, unless there's some tactical reason why he would put Smith-Rowe on the left, which I don't really see it, unless he if he anticipates Aurier playing, then I would want Pepe against Aurier because he can't defend. So, but he doesn't like playing Pepe on the left with Aubameyang playing through the center. So as much as I love Smith Rowe, I feel like he's not going to make it into the squad. I think it's going to be the exact same team because that's what we've seen from Arteta. When he decides that this is his best team, he plays it until it doesn't work, and it worked, so I would say Willian comes in. And I have questions about Partey as well, because they did say, they said, I thought it was a management substitution, but he said after the game that it was a tactical reason. So I'm not sure if he was unhappy by the way that Thomas Partey played, but he needs to play in this game. So I would be very disappointed if I saw Ceballos or El Neni start in the North London derby. It can't happen, but who knows?
So you've brought in Willian for Smith Rowe, so that's still 10 players on the bench. So which player do you remove totally from the match?
Just from the bench?
Who would you leave out, because one has to miss out? So who do you think will miss out?
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Tough one, very tough one. Yeah.
He will bring probably 2 center backs. He'll bring, if Martinelli misses out, that would really suck. I think, but I think he might be the one. No, it'll be him. It'll be Martinelli.
It'll be Martinelli. So, Callum, how about you? Is that the same squad you expect to start?
I'll put Aubameyang. I would honestly put Aubameyang on the left, and I'll put Martinelli up top this game. I think it's a North London derby, and obviously the league done. Fair enough, it's North London derby. We want to beat them, yeah. It's true, we do, and I do want to beat them because I don't want the scum to beat us. You know what I mean? But we got the biggest game is still the Olympiacos game. Anything can happen. So I'd honestly play Martinelli. I don't know why he shouldn't play. I think he should. I think he should play in front of Willian. I know he wouldn't. I know Arteta will be stubborn and play exactly the same team. I know what he's like, but I think I really would put Martinelli and give him a go. I think he would fight. And we need fighters in that pitch. We need players that will fight for the badge. And I wouldn't play Bellerin either. I'll put Cedric. We need people that will fight because they're going to be battling us and they are playing well. And their front four is scary to me. So we need someone that can actually defend, and we need Cedric. Bellerin will get turned in inside and out. He played one game the other day, but if he don't play well, he will get turned inside and out by either Lucas or whoever. You know what I mean? Bell, whatever. They will rip him apart. Son. So I'll play Cedric instead of Bellerin as well.
So who do you think misses out from the match day squad? Do you think Arteta will leave out from the bench and leave home?
Well, who I think Arteta will.
You think Arteta will?
I think I don't know. He'll probably leave like Martinelli or something. He'll probably leave him at home, to be honest with you. I can see him doing something. Because he hasn't even been in the team. When was the last time he played? I can't remember. So I think...
I can't remember the last time he played.
Against Man United.
Oh, yeah. He was terrible in that game. That's probably why he's not playing.
The only reason I can give for him is that his Instagram was hacked a couple of weeks ago. Maybe he needs a break. That's the only reason I can find. Maybe he needed a break. He's young. He needed a break because literally there's no other reason why. So let's get into the combined 11 for Arsenal against Tottenham. I think just did this one early on, but different formation. We'll play a 4-2-3-1. We'll go to the goalkeepers, then right back, then left back, then centre back, then central midfield, then the wings, attacking midfield, and striking. So Jess, I'll start with you. Goalkeeper, who are you putting in goal? Leno or Lloris? You've criticized Leno a couple of times already, so who would you have in goal?
It's a trick question, isn't it?
They're
both mistake prone. Lloris is over the hill. Leno makes mistakes. I have to go with Leno because he's our goalkeeper, but I don't think either of them have been great lately, so Leno.
I think Lloris, having been the French and Tottenham goalkeeper since like 2010, I think Leno still has time. I think by now Lloris should be like a proven goalkeeper and his mistakes are too many. Like, I think he made 2 in the World Cup final, almost cost them the title. I think he makes too many mistakes. I think Leno is a better shot stopper. I think Lloris is better in penalties and stuff. I think Leno is a better shot stopper. Callum?
Yeah, I think Leno's better. I'd have Leno. I think Leno's way better than Luis. I think so. I think Luis makes too many mistakes.
Lloris. Yeah, okay. It's the same thing as Luis anyway. Mistakes.
Yeah, Leno does, but it's I don't think it's because of the system. I think, but I honestly think Leno's better goalkeeper. I think all round. I think he's all round better. I think. I'll play Leno.
So we go with Leno. I'm sure most of Tottenham fans will not disagree with that one. Let's go to the right back position. Bellerin, Cedric, Aurier, Doherty. This season, Bellerin, a lot of fans criticizing him. Same with Doherty. I had a couple of Tottenham fans talking about him getting sold. So who would you have at right back, Jess?
Look at the choices. I mean, they're not great, are they? Doherty is just regular. Aurier can't defend and really is not great going forward either. I mean, he just kind of crosses the ball to any old buddy. Cedric is probably the best out of all of them.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, I don't really know. I put Bellerin in my combined 11 because he's been good in the past. He once was a top right back, and none of these guys have been anything in the past. I'm going to say Bellerin, just because.
Bellerin. Wow. Okay. So, Callum, as Jess said, not the best choices. Like, I don't know which hotel this is. Which hotel do you usually go to and find this kind of choices? Not the best, and you have to pick one. Like, Bellerin has been poor this season. Aurier, mistakes, penalties given away every single time. Reminds me of
It can't be Aurier. It can't.
It can be very rough. Cedric, if you check the top, the list where Xhaka is number 1 in terms of making mistakes in the last 4 years, Cedric is number 4 on that list as well. The most mistakes in Premier League since 2016. He's 4th on that list. Xhaka is first. So, yes, he's done well for us, but he's also has a lot of mistakes in him. And Doherty
it's a smaller sample size as well.
Yeah. Callum, who would you go for?
Cedric. I think for us, I think he hasn't really made big mistakes. I don't really think of him making tiny mistakes here and there.
He made a huge mistake against Aston Villa.
Yeah.
But I blame the whole team. I don't just blame him. I blame everyone in that time. Do you know what I mean? But like as a ball player, I think he's better a ball player. Do you know what I mean? He has a better positioning where he can get forward, so you can cross the ball. And that's more you can say for all of them choices. Do you know what I mean? So I think Bellerin is the worst out of all of them, to be honest with you. But I'll play Cedric.
I usually don't agree with anyone who says that. So
Aurier is a nightmare. Aurier is a nightmare.
Aurier is bad. But
I don't think Bellerin is a disaster.
Jesus.
He's not a disaster.
Bellerin is a disaster, as many people make him look like. He's not like a Kolasinac Mustafi. There's that level of Kolasinac Mustafi, and then there's the next level of Xhaka and Bellerin. I think Bellerin is a better right back than Aurier. Aurier makes lots more mistakes, giving away more penalties. Doherty would have been the choice if he was still the Wolves Doherty. But I think I'll agree with Jess in this one. I have to put Bellerin. I know Paul won't agree, but I have to go with Bellerin. Then finally, a position where there are a couple of players who are good enough. I'll start with you, Callum. Left back, Tierney, Reguilon, Davis.
Tierney, our captain. Yeah, it has to be him. Do you know what I mean? He's probably one of the best left backs in the league. And I'm not being biased here. Yeah. I really do think he's one of the best in the league. Do you know what I mean? He can cross the ball. He can beat a man. Do you know what I mean? He can defend. I mean, he's amazing. I think he's an amazing player. So yeah, it's got to be him. No debate. If any Tottenham fan wants to debate me, there's no debate. Do you know what I mean? It has to be Tierney.
Yeah, Tierney. Okay, Jess, who do you go for?
Yeah, I mean, in my preview, this is the one I had to fight for. Because Reguilon is a top quality left back. I like him a lot. But Tierney. I mean, he's got to be the only team he probably doesn't get into at left back, maybe Liverpool, maybe because Andy Robertson is so good. It's still kind of like, what? I mean, he definitely could get into Man City side as a left back, couldn't he? So, I mean, it has to be Tierney. He scores goals. He's captain material, and Reguilon is on loan. He's not even really a Tottenham player, is he? Or no, they bought him, but he has a buyback clause or something. But Tierney is better than him, I think.
You don't know how good that makes me feel that we have a left back who scores goals. Do you know we had Clichy and Gibbs for like 10 years, and they scored like 2 goals between them. Like 10 years literally. So I'm really happy to have a defender who can take on players. I really love the way he takes on players. He doesn't care who it is, Alexander-Arnold, whether it's a defender from Brighton, Newcastle, takes on a player and crosses the ball. As I always say, next season, I think I just mentioned it last night, we need a tall striker. I would actually get Carroll. Yeah, I'd actually get Andy Carroll for the sake of it, because if we had him, we'd win the league. Those crosses we usually put in if you had Andy Carroll in the box. Wow.
Yeah, he probably would. Yeah,
he would get so many assists if we had a striker that actually likes to head the ball. I know Aubameyang will score the odd header, but it's mostly like tap-ins. I'm talking about somebody who enjoys the tussle.
Yeah,
in the penalty box.
We probably won't. If we put Andy Carroll, we probably won't cross the ball in again.
Welcome to Arsenal Football Club. Welcome to Arsenal Football Club. So Tierney, I think that one we definitely agree. Then centre back again. Mixed bag, like a couple of good choices, a couple of terrible choices. So we have Gabriel, we have Holding, we have Pablo Mari, we have Alderweireld, we have Sanchez, we have Dyer. So Jess, which two would you pick from that?
Gabriel and Toby Alderweireld. They're the best out of the bunch. Toby Alderweireld is actually a top center back. A little older now, but for a long time, him and Jan Vertonghen were top notch. They just happen to play for Tottenham. So it can't be Sanchez. It can't be Dyer. Pablo Mari hasn't been around long enough. It's certainly not Holding, and it's not Luis. So those are the two I would choose.
So let's say Gabriel wasn't on that list. Who would be the one who you'd promote?
Oh, wow. Then I would probably pick Luis because he's been a top center back at some point. So it can't be Sanchez and it couldn't be Dyer either.
It definitely couldn't be Dyer. That's 100%. Dyer is a calamity. They don't even love him at Tottenham. Callum, who would you pick there? Luckily, we don't have the likes of Socrates anymore.
I'm not being biased, but I'll play Gabriel and Luis. I think they're better than what Tottenham's got, and I'm not like Tony Alderweireld. I don't think he's good enough anymore. Slow. I think Luis is quicker than him, and that's saying something. Do you know what I mean? Luis is ancient. Do you know what I mean nowadays? So I will have to pick with Luis and Gabriel and our boys now.
Yeah, I disagree with you there. I'd definitely go with Gabriel and Alderweireld. I think he scored against us last season as well. We need to. As just said, he played for Tottenham with Vertonghen. They also played for Belgium, and they looked very good together over there with Vermaelen. So for me, I definitely go with him. I think he's better than all of these others. Luis would probably be the other one to be promoted, but Gabriel and Alderweireld there. Center midfield. We're going to play a 4-2-3-1, so you can only pick two in midfield. Again, a lot of choices. I don't even know if I put all the players here. I didn't confirm. So Xhaka, Partey, Ceballos, El Parlo, Højbjerg, Sissoko, Dombele, Winks. Which two would you pick, Jess? Just two.
So we're putting Ndombele in this pile instead of the attacking mid pile. Then 10. It is.
Yeah.
Wow, that actually changes a lot of things for me. I'd have to pick. So for the more defensive-minded person, I'm going to choose Thomas Partey, and for the more offensive, I'm going to choose Ndombele. They're the best midfielders in that bunch. There might be a better combination in terms of balance, but if we're just talking about the outright best players in that group, I would put Ndombele and Thomas Partey. Yeah, it's
funny that you brought that up because I was struggling to know where I'd put Dombele, Aubameyang, and the likes of Son because they play many different positions. But I just literally went for where they've played a lot of times this season. I was checking for Dombele.
If you put him in the 10 position, then that would change things up a little bit more, but that actually made it more interesting. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so Partey and Dombele. How about you, Callum?
I think I'll do
surely Elneny, right?
No way. No, it has to be in Dombele and Partey. You know, I mean, two monsters in that midfield. Do you know what I mean? I would take him. That's the only top I'll probably take, because I think him and Partey are just animals. And they would eat up anyone's midfield. Do you know what I mean? So I'd have to be them too.
Yeah. 3-4 months ago, probably Dombele wouldn't be here because he was very terrible in his first years at Tottenham. Partey was injured. So Højbjerg is actually their signing of the season at Tottenham. I think Tottenham fans would agree with that. So unlucky not to be on the list, but yeah, I probably would go for Partey and Ndombele as well. So Jess, you thought that was hard? Welcome to the left wing and right wing. You can only pick one for the left wing and one for the right wing. So I'll put all of them together. You just pick which one you put where. Aubameyang, Martinelli, Saka, Pepe, Bale, Son, Lamela, Bergwijn.
This is for left and right wing, right? So yeah, Saka right wing and Sonny on the left. Yeah. Not very difficult for me there. Wow. I mean, Pepe, I love Pepe. I'm like Pepe FC, I've transferred. I love him. But Son has been a consistently top quality player in this league for years. And I think, who else? Bale, he's just now getting in. Bergwijn, he's not good. Lamela, not good. Martinelli of last season probably would have got in there, but of this season, he hasn't really played. Aubameyang, I don't like him off the left. So yeah, Sonny and Saka, I think so.
Wow, you made that look very easy, Callum. Which two would you pick?
I think Aubameyang and Son, I'd pick out them two.
You're not going to choose our star boy.
I wouldn't, because I know Saka's obviously probably one of my favourite players. Aubameyang, he just gets the goals that you never think. And Son, he's on another level in Saka, in my opinion. I think he's just... Son, I hate to say it because he plays for scum, but Son is class. Do you know what I mean? And he can score anything. He's quick. He can do it. So I'll honestly say Son and Aubameyang.
I love him, and I love Son. Like, that is the one player who plays for the opposition that I really like. I like his character. He's always fun. He looks like a fun guy to hang out with. Man, this is a hard one, but Son has to be there, and Saka has to be there. I know it pains me to leave Aubameyang out because I never agree with anyone who says bench Aubameyang at Arsenal as well. So I'd go for Son and Saka here. That is a tough one. Probably easier to eliminate the likes of Bergwijn. But yeah, Pepe has improved. Lamela, yeah. Bale has improved. Pepe has improved. Martinelli, we know what he can offer. But yeah, for going according to the last 1 year and this season, probably Saka and Son. Then attacking midfield, Callum, I'll start with you. Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Willian, Lucas Moura, Dele Alli.
I'll go with Smith Rowe, I really like Smith Rowe. I think he's energy in that midfield. I think he'll do bits with the Partey and Ndombele, but I mean, it'd be that midfield be unreal, Smith Rowe. The energy in that midfield, and I think he has much more energy. He gets around the pitch a bit more than Odegaard does, and I like that energy midfield. So I'll prefer Smith Rowe than Odegaard. But if it wasn't him, I'll pay.
That's why I actually don't mind him playing on the left. I know people don't like him, but what I saw away to Benfica when he played on the left, he can, even Newcastle as well, he can use both feet to cross the ball. He's not scared to, when he gets past the player, he will cross the ball with the left foot. I think he had an assist for Saka against Newcastle with the left foot. Against Benfica, he was torturing their right back that time and the right wing back. Looked very good. So I really love Smith Rowe in that position as well. So Jess, I think it's basically Odegaard, Smith Rowe, and Lucas for you between them.
Look how bad their options are. I'm like looking at it like, oh my gosh, like that's terrible. It has to be one of our players, obviously. A little bit harsh on Smith Rowe for me, just because I'm like, I love him so much, but I think I'm gonna go with Odegaard because I can't get out of my mind like Partey and Ndombele. Odegaard would be crazy. But it could be either him or Smith Rowe. I just think it might be Odegaard, just slightly, just like very slightly.
Okay, so Smith Rowe for me, I'd go for Smith Rowe. So I have a question for you too, Jess. Lucas Moura, if we were offered Lucas Moura for 18 million for 2 years, would you take him?
No, I wouldn't. Promote somebody from the academy. He has no end product. He's just an okay player. I wouldn't want him.
Okay, Callum, would you take Lucas from Tottenham?
Hell no. No. Now, I'll be hesitant to take Tottenham's best player, Harry Kane. Do you know what I mean? He's Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? Let alone probably one of their worst players. Do you know what I mean? He's not good, is he? He's worse than Pepe. And do you know what I mean? He's worse than Willian. And he give 1 million, can give? I'd very doubt that. Do you know what I mean? So
I guess that's a strong no for both. And then striking, we have Lacazette, we have Nketiah, we have Nketiah obviously no longer there anyway.
Eddie.
Kane and Vinicius. So basically Kane and Lacazette, Jess. Would have made it interesting if I had Aubameyang there. If I added Aubameyang there, who would you have?
Is Aubameyang in there? Aubameyang is in there now?
No, he's not. But since you said you don't like him on the left, I'm going to give you that option. If he's on now, if I put him at striking, who would you have between him, Kane, Vinicius?
As much as I hate to say it, I'm gonna have to choose Kane. Sorry. Aubameyang is pretty limited to me in certain ways that I feel like holds us back, especially moving forward. Like now we can see what his limitations are. I can't stand Harry Kane. He's a cheater. He's a Spurs player, but
always goes against us.
He's literally probably the best striker in the league for a lot of different reasons. So, yeah.
I love the way he adapted his game this season with the long balls and the assists. I think it's double figures for both goals and assists. He can head the ball from a corner, from a free kick. He can take a free kick. He can shoot with both his left and right. I think I had a crazy start. I think he's a couple of goals away from equaling the most goals with the left foot. I think it's only one player who has ever scored more than 25 goals with the left foot, more than 25 goals with the right foot, and more than 25 goals with the head. I think Kane is like 3 goals away with the left foot to equaling that record. So at the young age that he is right now, he will break a lot of records. I actually do feel if he stays at Tottenham for the next 10 years, he'll get to Alan Shearer. That's why I feel like if he stays at Tottenham, he'll get to Alan Shearer's record. So I'll probably go with Kane as well. So just another tough question, painful question. Sama, Kane, exchange for Aubameyang, would you take it?
I don't know. No, I wouldn't. Aubameyang is older, and I think his time is coming to an end. But when he does leave, I want a younger striker, the striker that's our striker. Harry Kane is good, but he's a Spurs player. So no, I don't want him at Arsenal as good as he is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He's also an Arsenal fan though. Callum, who would you have up front?
Kane. I think Kane's the complete striker. Do you know what I mean? He can hold the ball up. He can also run at people. He can score with both feet. He can. Aubameyang, like you said, just very limited. If he cannot hold, he's so weak for how big he is. He needs to start hitting the gym or something because he's weak. He gets pushed off the ball by the smallest players all the time. And I'm thinking, just hold the ball up, man. What's wrong with him? But I think Kane is honestly on another level. I think obviously goal scoring ability, they're probably on the same level. But I said Kane's a complete striker, so I'd have Kane even though it kills me, and I wouldn't nowhere near our club anyway. But I'd have to pick Kane.
So basically, if you give interesting, no one mentioned Lacazette, that shows he's dropped off a bit. If you give Kane the Aubameyang pace and you add for him that, or you give Aubameyang what Kane has in terms of assisting and being a team player, you're going to have a very deadly strike up front. If you combine both of them, I think it's like the best striker in the world. Like they both score a lot of goals. Yeah, it's like Haaland, if you put both of them together, you get Haaland, right? Yeah, I think we need to try and sign him as well. So I think in goal we've decided on Leno. I think Bellerin got the most votes at right back. Tierney got the most votes at left back. Gabriel and Alderweireld got the most votes at centre back. Partey and Ndombele, definitely everyone agreed. Son and Saka got the most votes. And then Smith Rowe got the most votes. And then Kane got the most votes. So that would be a deadly team. So that's how many Arsenal. Yeah, that's how many Arsenal players: Leno, Bellerin, Tierney, Gabriel, Partey, Saka. So Smith Rowe, 7 players. We managed to get 7 players on there. That's interesting. I know Tottenham fans would argue they deserve more players on there. So yeah, thank you for that, guys. So that's the combined 11. How about the manager, Jess? Mourinho or Arteta?
For the game or for the season?
For a whole season with these players.
Oh my gosh.
Tough one.
It's very tough, but I'm going to say I don't want to be playing Mourinho ball. The type of team that we have is front loaded, so we don't want them sitting back and playing that suffer ball that they like to play. So, and the fallout with the players, I don't want that either. I'm going to go with Arteta. Sorry.
Arteta.
I don't want
Okay. No,
Mourinho.
sorry, I definitely agree. Maybe Callum doesn't agree. So basically, the question I'm asking there, Callum, is: would you replace Arteta with Mourinho at Arsenal?
I think I would. Well, are you talking about the combined 11 team, or are you talking about the Arsenal team? What are you talking about?
Both.
Because if it was the combined 11 team,
yeah.
I'll Mourinho with a team like that, you'd win. He's experienced. He's won everything in the game. Even as Arsenal, I would take him as well. And obviously, that's not a popular choice, because of what he said about Arsene Wenger and etc. But at least he has a track record of winning trophies, which Arteta does not have. He's won an FA Cup. Yeah, he won an FA Cup with an Emery team, which people seem to think. So I mean, he still had Wenger and Emery's. You know what I mean? He took him over. You know what I mean? But we had two managers, Lundberg, and then we had Arteta. Do you know what I mean? So it had we won one trophy. He's won everything, Mourinho, and that's the. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted him before Arteta got the job. I wanted a manager that knew what he was doing. Do you know what I mean? And Arteta's shown me a lot of times that. He's just learning on the job, and I don't want that as a manager. I wanted a manager that knows what they're doing already, knows their 11. You know what I mean? Mourinho don't have he don't have the tools at Tottenham to succeed at the best of his ability, and you see it. You know, they bought how many players did they buy in the summer? Like 7, and they didn't buy one defender. Yeah. That's what they needed, didn't it? So
they did buy a defender.
Doherty.
They bought Rodon as well.
Yeah, Reguilon, Doherty, Rodon.
Yeah, Reguilon,
Championship or League One or something.
Centre back. I mean, it's a centre back, I think, but
the type of centre backs that he's used to are not the type of center backs that exist anymore. I mean, the Inter Milan center backs that he had, original John Terry type, they don't exist. Yeah, they don't even exist anymore. So.
Yeah, but his style of football, I have to agree, just the style of football, man.
Yeah, but
I don't blame people for wanting him. I understand that aspect of like, I want somebody who I can look at and be like, even though he's not doing well, he's done this, this, and this, and this. We're in the unknown with Arteta. We could be, next December in the top 4, next December looking for a new manager because we don't know, so I understand the fear of the unknown. And also based on what we've seen so far, it could be a little bit like, wow, especially for Arsenal Football Club. So I get that. I get it.
So I feel like it's the same with Mourinho anyway. I don't think it's the same Mourinho. I feel also with him, it's like, what are we going to get? I mean, he was sacked by United, sacked by Chelsea, always falling out with players, Pogba, Hazard, Willian. I wouldn't want him at Arsenal. I feel like Mourinho came to Arsenal. The first player to go would be Aubameyang. I think the ego will literally collide.
Yeah, but
he likes to pick a popular player to fall out with too. Yeah. He picks a popular player, so it probably would be Aubameyang.
But I think if Mourinho came to Arsenal, I honestly think these wingy players that just pussyfoot around what Arteta likes to do, pussyfoot around these players like Arteta. Like Mourinho would have dropped him after he got sent off and grabbed someone by the throat. He would have not played him again. He shouldn't have played again. He shouldn't have played when he threw the armband. Do you know what I mean? Things like these players do that take the mick at the fans, that take the mick while they play. We've had the worst season I've ever seen us this season, the worst in the league. Yeah, and for me, the players haven't held anything accountable for me. Do you know what I mean? They have none of them have apologized that much. Really, Aubameyang don't score, and then all of a sudden he scores. And he goes on Instagram. Oh yeah, I've scored. Where was you when you wasn't scoring? Do you know what I mean? You wasn't putting it on Instagram then. So I think we need a manager that is actually non-negotiable and give these players some balls because they don't have balls, do they?
Yeah. So for me, definitely be Arteta. So RK, thank you for the super chat. She says great stream. Thank you for that. As always, any super chat will go to Arsenal's transfer funds as we try and get Awar or Grealish in the summer transfer window. I'll try and send Arsenal. So one question, last question from the chat. Someone was asking, would Gabriel and Saliba work next season?
Yeah, I mean, I think they would work as a future partnership. Whether that would be next season or not is yet to be seen. We don't really know.
Yeah.
We know that Luiz is maybe going to get another contract, but that might be just to have some experience if Saliba does come back from his loan. But Saliba and Luiz are very similar in the way that they like to bring the ball out of the back. They're really good with their feet, and they like to drive the ball forward. And so I don't really understand why Arteta wouldn't like Saliba, especially because he's younger, faster, and just better at this point in his career than maybe a Luiz. So to me, that's the future partnership. And if we're looking at limited funds, I don't know why we wouldn't try to make it work, bring him back, and see what we do. But I don't know what's going on with him and Arteta. I'm not sure if that relationship is good or not, but I would love to see it.
Yeah. So I don't think, if Arteta is here, I don't think Saliba will be here next season. I feel like his loan will be extended again. Unfortunately, I think Luiz will get a new contract. Would you give him a 1-year extension, Luiz?
Yeah, I would. As much as I like, okay, so if we were in a better position, obviously no. But knowing the funds are going to be tight, knowing what we already kind of know about what we're not going to be in Europe, we probably won't be in Europe, those types of things, then yeah, if you're not going to bring Saliba back, because we also need to address other areas of the pitch. And I know people don't want to hear it, but our defense is not that bad. Besides the mistakes there, I know that it's like the personnel are not great in your mind, but together they played well. So if he got another a year extension, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't love it, but I wouldn't hate it either,
Okay, Callum, who would you bring back next season? Torreira or Guendouzi?
You're on mute.
It's on mute. You're on mute.
Can't hear you.
So okay, I'll give you that question just as we wait for him to sort it out. Torreira or Guendouzi, a lot of debate.
I don't want either of them back at Arsenal.
Oh wow.
I mean, I guess I would rather have Torreira because I don't like Guendouzi's attitude, and I don't think Guendouzi is as good as people make him out to seem. I think he's a passion merchant, and he gets away with it because he's like the opposite of of Xhaka. He doesn't think about what he's doing. He runs around like a chicken with his head cut off, those types of things. So people like that. But he's pretty mediocre player that has the same issues everywhere he goes. So I'd probably take Torreira just based on the fact that he's not Guendouzi.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I know you look at the game in detail like I usually do. I feel like Guendouzi, in terms of pressing from the front, like if you put him in the number 10 position when you're 2-1 ahead, he will do a superb job for you because he'll run and run and run and run. But depending on him from the start of the game to create and to give you all that would be very, very difficult. So, yeah.
He doesn't really have the passing range,
Yeah, he doesn't have the passing range. Shooting, not so many goals from him either way again. So, Tottenham Arsenal, what's your prediction for the game, Jeff?
I think we're going to win 2-1. I think we're going to beat them.
Who would you have as the goal scorers?
Aubameyang and Bukayo Saka. And I can't see you anymore for some reason.
Yeah. I've put the Arsenal-Tottenham thing on screen. So.
Oh, yeah. Saka and Aubameyang.
Saka and Aubameyang. So I'm going to. Okay, Callum, can you hear us now?
Oh, what, the Guendouzi? I'll have Guendouzi. I really like Guendouzi. I think he loves Arsenal. You can tell when he was at Arsenal, and fair enough, he did wrong, and you know what I mean, whatever, yeah. But he showed a lot of fight more than a lot of these players haven't. Do you know what I mean? A lot of players that a lot of our fans like or hate, like, so for example, Xhaka, I'm saying, yeah, likes or hate, yeah. I mean, he did something wrong, but I think he's a better player than Xhaka. I think Guendouzi is a better player than Xhaka, and I think him partnering with a Partey, I think will be a good partnership because I think Guendouzi is good. He can play them forward runs. He reminds me a bit like Ramsey, So I'll play him in there.
If speaking of runs, if only could get Ramsey back for this fixture, he used to do very good. So what's your prediction for Arsenal and Tottenham?
4-0.
4-0. Wow.
4-0
Okay. So
Arsenal.
I'm going to go with the same prediction as Jess 2-1, but I'm going to stick my head out there, guys. This guy will score his first ever Arsenal goal. Willian will get his first ever Arsenal goal in the derby. I really hope it's okay. I don't know. I'm not hoping it starts, but if it does start, or even if he comes off the bench for 30 minutes, Willian will get his first ever Arsenal goal. Remember that. I really hope so. So thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate it as always. Jess, where can they follow you? I really did forget to ask you to do the Europa League intro. You're very lucky. You're supposed to do that for us.
Yes, I mean, yeah. I hate the anthem, but when we win the games, I do it on my streams. But I'm not going to do it here. It's embarrassing. So you can follow me at It's Jessinho. It's right there on the screen. That's where I am on Twitter. And She Knows Arsenal on YouTube is my show. So just put that in the search bar and you'll find me there. And thank you for having me, Glenn. I really appreciate it. This was fun.
No problem. I think the first time I went on Jess's, I think I was like one of the first guests to go on Jess' channel on Bearded Good. I don't remember. I think it was on a couple of weeks back. And since then, she's been collecting more Ws. That's how good she's been doing. So make sure you guys subscribe to her. Callum, Halves and G Show. How about on Instagram? You need to join Twitter, by the way.
I'm gonna try join it today. I'm gonna join it, so I'll try getting that world. You know, hopefully don't wind me up too much, because I get wound up by people. You know, some Arsenal fans and other fans.
Don't worry. You have to survive on Twitter. It's all about survival on Twitter. If you take everything seriously, you leave after a couple of hours. So yeah, that was the I think the 10th episode of the 49 Invincibles podcast. Make sure you go and check out Jess on Twitter at It's Jessinho. Sorry, and sounds a bit Brazilian. And then also check out on YouTube She Knows Arsenal or the Bearded Gunners channel, and then Callum Halves in G Show, and I'll let you know when he joins Twitter. So thank you for watching, guys. Keep staying safe. Thank you for the prediction and the super chat. Okay. Catch up with you guys later. Let's hope we win the derby, and I'll catch up with you guys later.